So, what's going on, guys? How are we doing out there? Happy Friday, TGIF. Happy to finally be here. Oh, mercy. Alright, well, it was a stressful couple of days. I can't deny it. That was kind of brutal. But I got here. We got here. It's done. Yeah, Volley Village is officially out the door. Wasn't sure if that was going to happen. So, yeah. So, just to bring you guys up to speed. So, if you saw Wednesday, right, you saw I had a little bit of a meltdown, right? When I was getting notices that, my game, which had been approved, was suddenly unapproved by Apple, right? And the explanation was kind of nebulous, but they were saying that they didn't like one of my promotional videos that had been sitting there for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, right? Been sitting there for an eternity, right? And it had already been finaled, but then they came back and unfinaled it, right? They came back visual effects term. They came back and unapproved it, right? So then I frantically went through and I did updates, and then, there's still confusion. I was still getting kicked back, and then come to find out that it was actually, even though it wasn't in the new version, but it was extracting data from the previous version for like the optional iPad version, and that's the video was hidden. So finally got that done. I finally cleared it all out, got the video exactly the way they wanted it, sent it off, right? And then it got rejected again. This time, now they had a problem with the app itself. Yes, the app that they had already previously approved as totally fine. Now they came back with the new thing, right? So I was starting to take it personally at this point, right? So then there was a situation where something they didn't like in the P list, right? Some kind of clarification on terms of usage, which, once again, has not been an issue up until that point, right? But mysteriously now it was. So did the update, resubmitted it, and waited, right? And then panically waited. I got that one off on Wednesday around 4 o'clock, I think it was. And then I started getting these random emails from Apple, which just threw gasoline on the fire. I got these emails saying that, you got another message from the notification center, right? I got 2 of those. And I looked in the notification center, and there was no new notification. That's what it feels like. No new notifications, right? So there were phantom emails. And then I got another one saying that the app had been rejected, right? And so then I went and looked, and it still showed it as waiting for review. So I just sort of crossed my fingers and hoped that they were phantom emails. That it was just totally screwing up. And long story short, it was yesterday around 3 or 4 in the afternoon. It finally got approved. So it was closer to 5. Well, whatever it was, literally hours before it was supposed to come out the door. Do you know anything about stack bashing, smashing overflow? I'm a Linux program, and I keep getting that error. Deadpool, by the way, welcome. How's it going, buddy? I'd love to help, but I'm afraid that's way out of my realm there. I'm pretty much a Unity developer, so who's predominantly an artist who also does coding, but I do all my coding in C#. So unfortunately, hello. So yeah, unfortunately, my stack bashing, smashing overflow knowledge is comparable to my Linux, which is basically nil. I hate to tell you. So sorry about that, buddy. I'd love to help, but if you stick around, there's a couple of programming geniuses that do hang out here, and they could. I wouldn't be surprised if they would have some kind of helpful info for you. But I myself, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, if you're doing something in Unity, I could maybe help because I've been using Unity. Oh dang, it's okay. So yeah, I would help if I could, but yep. I mean, any information I gave you, I would just be making up off the top of my head, which would not be all that helpful. Just unless it was random luck that it was correct. But that's cool, man. So Linux programmer. Oh man, hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that, buddy. Thanks, man. Welcome. So, actually, I guess I should fire this up so you can actually see. So what I'm working on right now is just prototype stuff. This is going to be my 7th game. My 6th game was released today, actually. It just came out. I'll load that up so you can take a look. Oh, there it goes. Look at that. Thank you so much, man. Deadpool, thanks for the follow. I do appreciate that, man. Very cool. Free follow. Thanks, man. So, let me bring this up for a sec. Hold on. Let's go open. Excuse me. All right. So the game that I just released today is called Volley Village, and it's sort of an Angry Birds meets Battleship game that I've been working on for way too long. Just give you a sense of it here. And yes, this is Unity 5.6. I developed this game going on a couple of years now. So I just did not want to jump ship, which is why this is still in 5.6 land. But, tell you what, I'll bring that large. There you go. So, like I say, it's sort of Angry Birds meets Battleship. Online multiplayer, right now, iOS and Android. Be looking at doing PC and Mac release later on. But free to play. And just hitting the store today. So if you want to give it some loving, I would appreciate that. The links are down below, but in case you don't see that, and I gotta check my links because that might be some outdated links there. Let's see. Yeah, so here's Android. I gotta get the updated iOS version. I got that wrong link there. So yeah, that should bring us to, yeah, that's the correct one. All right, and then here would be the iOS version. Alright, let me toss that in my own notes so I have that handy next go around. And I know the links down below are actually outdated, so I need to update those pretty soon here. Do you know the statistics of what kind of games people like? Let's see. Obviously, RTS kind of stuff is very popular. I'm kind of pushing in a different direction. RTS, first-person shooter stuff. Actually, no, because I was just watching a talk about that, but on these stats. But he was actually focusing more on Steam, so I'm going to retract that. I'm not going to say first-person shooters. I know that if you look at some of the top games, tell you what, let's go see what's popular in the store right now, shall we? Type what's games at the moment. All right. So for example, here we go. Fire up best iPhone games in 2019. So we got Alto's Adventure, which looks like an endless runner jumper, sideways runner kind of thing. Donut Country, which is funny. Neither one of these kind of a Katamari Damacy kind of style to it, I guess. That's what it says here. Oceanhorn, sort of like Zelda. So there you go. So my I was thinking Clash of Clans, Clash Royale. I was thinking RTS kind of stuff, but so far, at least according to this one, I don't know. Maybe this article is kind of biased because it seems heavily aimed towards more action type oriented games, which is more of what I would play anyways, right? So for me, this would be much more true to form. But yeah, Into the Dead, which is a first-person shooter kind of thing. Reigns, which is interesting looking graphics. And then The Witness. Okay, so that's kind of like a quieter exploration type Myst-like game. Old Man's Journey, point and click adventure. Interesting. So, you know what? I think this one's a little off. Let me go see if I can find the proper. Alright. Here we go. So, what do we see? We see Fortnite, Pokemon Go. Let's just go into top games. Let's see. It's not gonna let me. Okay, well, it's not gonna let me clarify it here, but we can skip over the obvious ones there. So, Candy Crush still a big winner. Fortnite, tremendous success. Roblox, Clash of Clans, Toon Blast. Honestly, if not. Oh, okay. Match 3 game. So, looks like Match 3s can still make you money as well. But, so yeah, Clash of Clans, which is the, is the real-time strategy type games. They have those, Clash Royales, those kind of things. So, I think RTSs are still humongously popular and successful. I think Fortnite is a bit of the exception in terms of like an actual first-person shooter kind of thing. If you look at the list here, I mean, most of these other games are like either match 3s, right? Like Candy Crush Soda, Candy Crush Saga, Toon Blast, obviously a match 3 as well. Toy Blast, which I'm going to guess is probably a match 3. Yes. So, yeah, there's a theme here, right? So, there you go. Match 3s, Gardenscapes, that's one of those. No, actually match 3 as well. So, match 3 with some theme stuff mixed in. So, there you go. So, by and large, real-time strategy games, right? I'm assuming the Game of Thrones is probably as well. Yeah. So even though it's hard to tell from the graphics, I'm guessing this is much of the Clash of Clans. Yeah. So there you go. RTS and match 3s still absolutely dominate, with the exception of Fortnite, which I still consider an outlier, right? That's sort of a unique beast upon its own. But yeah, just looking at a lot of this stuff, a lot of match 3 stuff. World Series of Poker, look at that, it's number 26. Huh. But yeah, so there you go. Tons. So I think if you want to shoot for stuff that's super successful, RTS, the downside is you have tons of a competition, right? I mean, there's a lot of RTS games out there, and of course the Clash Royale, Clash of Clans games, those guys literally have millions of dollars worth of budget just to get new players in the door. So that's a tough thing to compete against for sure. So for me, I'm going for something different here. I don't know, I actually, did I even fire it up? Let's see. Yeah, I think I started the game, but then just shut it down. So, sort of an Angry Birds meets Battleship, right? Oops, what have I got? All right, there you go. So, the objective is you're trying to take out each other's buildings in a just flat-out race, right? Now, the bouncing buildings in particular, they power the force field, so that should be your primary focus. When you play online games, the secondary items also win you more coins, so that's something to think about as well. But, oh, we got these little random power-ups that come up occasionally too, which he just nailed. There you go. So for 15 seconds, he's got his buildings covered in fog, but I can still try and guess where the buildings are. And, oops, missed that one. There you go, I hit something there. Now wait for the clouds to clear so I can see what's going on again. There you go. And you see he's sending out villagers to repair his buildings, right? You can do that, but now he only has like 2 guys working on the launcher, which means that his reload times are twice as slow, right? So that gives me the advantage while I could just, and he's desperately trying to get a building built. There you go. So that is Volley Village. Much more of an arcadey game than, obviously any of the RTS kind of stuff or the Match 3. But just, this is sort of the kind of game that I like to play, right? So pretty much why I made it, right? So that's it. You start with like a base character and you unlock additional characters as you go along, which primarily just cosmetic. There's a slight change in performance, but honestly, by and large, it really is just a cosmetic look to them. It doesn't really change the gameplay. So you have villagers. You also can change out the launcher. You see, I was using the dragon there for my launcher. I like that little dragon guy. And then if you unlock these characters, then you get bonus coins when you play online matches. And then you have a level editor, so you can customize your island layout. So you always have that option. You can do it either with random, or you can just drag and drop and place everything exactly where you want it, like so. So that is, and then of course, online games, you can choose matches for coins, or you can challenge a friend as well, right? So you can go online and just, play against other people, either your friends or random matches. So that is my game, which just came out today for iOS and Android. But so doesn't mean I'm not working. I'm still developing the next one. So this is all prototype stuff right now, right? So what I'm working on right now is sort of like, I describe this as sort of like a vertical version of Downwell meets Spelunky, right? So your character finds himself sort of like dropped in the center of a planet, right? In the core, right, of this kind of like lava planet. And so the idea is that he's desperately trying to make his way back up to the surface, right? And, lots of creatures along the way to intervene and try and stop him. So, right now, just trying to work on play core mechanics. Obviously, the graphics are all pretty much placeholder stuff. Not surprising. But just working on some things. So right now, you see like when the character comes up, he does that little squish move to indicate that he's about to jump on you, right? I can take him out, do damage like that. Then you notice that the lava is rising in the background, so that sort of motivates you not to linger around too much because you will get toasted, right? Take out this guy, like so. Oh, there we go. And then take out him, and then get these coins as well. Like that. So just kind of working on the mechanics there. Oh my god, you should make a Nintendo Star Fox 64 remake, but all bootleg names. That would be awesome. It would be awesome until the cease and desist letter came from the army of lawyers, right? Whether or not it's, you know, legit or not, you know, if it's different enough, I don't think that would save me, because you got an army of lawyers in Nintendo just trying to justify their paycheck. So, cool idea. Obi Scripter, what up, buddy? Welcome, man. How we doing today? How are things out there? Oh, I meant to test this too. So I'm doing the no lag stream. So let me switch this over real quick. I'm gonna do a test here and see on my end. 1, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000. Wow. Wow, that was pretty. Wow. Okay, I'm down to like 3 seconds now. Fried. You successfully fried chicken? Nice. That's cool. Did you do it in a cooker, or you just sort of like did it in a pan? Or, you know, do you have like some special stuff, or a Fry Daddy? Did you use a Fry Daddy? Yes, in a pan. Oh man, that must have hurt. All the grease popping. Yeah. It's funny because my dogs, man, when they hear any kind of sizzle in the pans, boom, they bolt. You know, they're so chicken. No, it wasn't too bad. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I always joke it's like the food is fighting back, right? That's cool. See, now I'm hungry. I just had lunch, but that's sounding good, man. Some good fried chicken. Might have to do either a Raising Cane's or Chick-fil-A. Oh, look at that, man. Nice, OP Scripture. Thank you so much for the bits, man. So cool. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. So, let's see. Where am I at since you last saw this? Added a few new features. Now, so I've changed it up where this guy shoots like a regular shot. This guy is doing, this would be sort of like something spewing, sort of like a, you know, an Old Faithful that's just spewing lava out, right? And then just kind of the lava chunks bounce along. Excuse me. I think that's going to work better than a character that's throwing lava as he walks around. I do have the character that jumps, and now you see I'm just using a little temporary squash and stretch to convey when they're about to do something. So like here, right there, you can see he, you know, he did that little squish and jump pose, so that way you can tell he's about to jump, right? Give you a little bit of a tip off. Oops. Oh, crap. But then I can take him out now, and now he releases coins, right? Little gems. And then, like, same for this guy. Oops. Alright, so gotta work on that. Oops. Uh-oh, I'm running out of time here. And then this guy just shoots a horizontal shot right now. Boom. Oh. That seemed like it was a legit shot there, but it still hit the side. But there you go. So that's kind of what I'm up to so far. Making some decent headway. The one thing I discovered, Deadpool, you should add mini power-ups that umbrella down that give power-ups super jump, a balloon to carry you up. Yeah, that thanks for the suggestion, man. But you're totally on the same page as me. I actually have a whole list of little power-ups that I plan on. Once again, I'm using Spelunky and Downwell as sort of touchstones, right, to reference, and they have those kind of power-up kind of things, right? So in my case, what I'm thinking about doing is, and these are just general ideas right now, right? But I was thinking about having one being like a sonic pulse, right? That would knock out, yeah. So it would knock out characters, and you only get to choose one, right? You know, and so you only use one per level that you can recharge, right? So Sonic Pulse the idea would just knock out anything that's like, you know, in a certain direction, right? So it'd, like, you know, shoot an enemy right in front of it. There'd be one that would be a stomp mode, right? So when he's doing that jump up and he stomps, and right now if you stomp directly on a character, boom, you take out that character. But I was thinking it'd be cool to have like a super stomp when it hits and it has a radius, and any character within that radius, boom, gets knocked out, right? What about a ghost ability, which you can go through the right side of the wall and come back through the other side, like Pac-Man, from the left? Yeah, it's funny you mention that, because I actually do have one of my options was teleport, right? Where I was thinking about something where you leave there and go somewhere else. But yeah, that's actually not a bad idea at all. It's kind of similar to what I was thinking, but having it right now, mine was sort of like from point to point, but having it from side to side, that's kind of a cool idea as well. I like that, man. Yeah, that makes sense, man. I appreciate that. That's another one that's good as well. Let's see, what else did I have? Yeah, I talked about I called it the blast stomp, right, where it just lands and then, like a shockwave to anything that's nearby. Let's see. Yeah, and the usual things like the magnet, which is pretty common in these games where you have to collect all the stuff. So a magnet will allow you to, collect all the stuff. So if you're more interested in less about, right, trying to kill everything, but more about trying to build up, the amount of gems you collected, then you'd choose the magnet, right? And then have like chests that appear along the way. I'm still deciding if I'm going to have the chests like here in the main area of gameplay, or if I'd follow suit similar to what Downwell does, right, where you kind of go off into a little cave, right, or even Spelunky, where you enter a doorway and you go into a little separate cave. Is there only one currency? Yeah, so the game that I just released today actually has 2 different currencies, but this one I'm probably going to fall back and simplify it and just make it a single currency. Just simplify things a bit. The other thing that I hadn't really mentioned, since you're new, you probably don't know, but so this game, I haven't announced what it is yet, but this game is actually going to be incorporating a famous intellectual property, right? So as a result, I have to worry less about the whole coins, money, all that kind of stuff, because this will actually be a premium app, right? This will be my first premium app in 9 years. Because 9 years ago, you could actually sell apps for 99 cents, right? 9 years later, you cannot sell a game unless it has a famous intellectual property. So in this case, it will, right? So the nice thing about that is I don't have to worry so much about that concept of like the whole buy coins and, proliferation. So the coins are going to be much more about just boosting up your character, very similar to Downwell, and Spelunky, right? Which, once again, because they're both premium, right, you pay up front, they can do the same thing, right? Where it's all about just using the coins to better your experience, to better your character, versus actually letting you play the game again, right? Like so many other games is like, oh, you're out of coins, like Candy Crush kind of thing, right? Oh, you're out of coins, you want to keep playing, pay us, right? So, and I will actually allow you to modify the character, right, cosmetically, sort of like the Crossy Roads kind of thing, right? Where you'll have unlockable things like hats and glasses and all kinds of goofy stuff like that to put onto the character to just add some more fun to it and personalize it. So, and then that will come from as well. I haven't worked out the whole mathematics of that, if it'll come from the stuff you collect in the game, or if it'll be random unlocks. I'm still undecided about that. But I mean, this is truly early days. I mean, I'm only like 2 weeks in this whole thing, sketching the ideas out, but still letting it evolve as it goes along. But I'm excited to do a premium game again as well, just because, free to play is such a nightmare. You gotta try and, number one, you gotta get everyone in, right? And then you gotta get, once they're all in, you have to make sure they stay there, right? So you get more money for ads, right? The more daily active users, the more ad companies are willing to pay. And then you also have to worry about, if they're not doing ads, that they're buying coins in game, that kind of stuff. So it's just, free to play is just, I mean, because everyone's doing it, it's just so hard to make a game that's successful and profitable these days. What if there was like one currency you buy costumes and a second currency unlocks abilities, but the second currency is still free as you collect it after a certain amount of height you go? Yeah, viable as well. Like I said, that's the costume stuff that may be kind of following suit of the way Crossy Roads does it, right? Where you just, as you play, right, you unlock the new items, right? So you get rewarded for the amount of gameplay that you do, right? So ultimately the objective here is, in this, once again, I mean, I'm getting like redundant, I know, but Spelunky and Downwell are fantastic reference points, right? So, it's one of the things that the whole objective is to work your way through 4 different worlds, right? Level designs, and then just have that thing where you keep trying to progress on, and then you have a very limited amount of lives, so that makes it super challenging. Add a mini battle pass. Oh god, no, I'm not doing that. But it's free with coins purchased that are free. Well, yeah, so I mean, yeah, and then like the other 2 games that I keep referencing, they have things that along the way you can buy health, right? I may push it further, whereas that one, it limits you by saying you can buy your health and you're done, but the power-up I'm thinking about doing is sort of like a lot of adventure games do, right? Where you have like a potion thing with you, right? And if you have the potion thing, and you can, whereas in Spelunky and Downwell, you can, or at least in Downwell, right, you can only get health when you're in a market, right? But the idea that you have a potion with you, that if you take damage, right, you can boost it up. So you can, in a market, you can fill it up, right? So you're at your max, and then you know that you have your backup little, vial with you to bring your health back up 1, right? Or maybe even 2 if you have like a super vial. That's still planning phases, of course. But yeah, dude, I mean, I love all the suggestions, man. All the suggestions are deeply appreciated. And the funny thing is we're completely on the same page on a lot of this already, for sure. So, and then the whole objective will be, and then, whereas both Spelunky and Downwell, sorry, I know it's repetitious, but both of them are truly pure roguelike, right? Where it's completely randomized level content creation. I'm going to kind of borrow that somewhat, but not so much. In my case, what I want to do is I want to create a whole series, and I mean like a massive amount of these little gameplay sections, right? Because Downwell is much more, Downwell has very little to do with the actual level design. Downwell has everything to do with just shooting enemies, almost like a downward Space Invaders kind of concept, right? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for reminding here. Here you go. Here's some more bombs for you, right? So, so for Downwell and even Spelunky to a large degree, right? The levels are less about their true design, right? Because Downwell, you can just shoot the crap out of them as you're going downwards, right? And with Spelunky, you obviously have bombs and ladders and ropes that allow you to circumvent tough areas and get through areas that normally you are stuck in, right? I want something a little more refined. So what I want to do is create, like, this is an example of, you can play this one of 2 ways, right? Excuse me, you can play it as the gamer that just wants to beat a level, right? And beat the game, ignore all the stuff, right? So if I'm that player, then I can play the game like this, right? I'll give you an example where I'm just going to ignore everything, right? Right? Duck for that. Oh, crap. And I still took damage. So I'm sucking. Alright. Thankfully, I have unlimited ammo here. So then like this. Let's say if the next level picked up here, right? Bad example because I took damage, but so that's one way, right? You can have the gamer that just wants to beat the game, right? Which, quite honestly, is pretty much the way I normally play it, right? And then you have the more of the high score speedrunner type. Now, those guys are going to play this entire level totally different. Now, in their case, they're going to be coming through and then trying to rapidly take out these guys as much as possible, which I just totally screwed up there. Oh, crap. There he goes. So, yeah, he wants to collect all the stuff because that's how he gets the better scores, right? And just right there, I'm just taking 2 damage just off of that. So, and 3 damage. There he goes. All right. And I got that bug where it went through the wall. I know that. That's what I got to work on next. So, this is like the speedrunner performance, right? So, he wants to collect everything. So, the goal is to make these little mini level sections, and that's what I'm trying to experiment to now with, trying to find out how much is too much or how much is too little, right? I mean, like, this is pretty substantial, right? And then I still haven't added, I'll add the usual kind of thorn stuff sticking out, right? That makes life more threatening for you as well, right? So just, impending danger. So, if you're trying to, if you're a speedrunner, right, if you're a Let's Play kind of streamer kind of person, then obviously you want to try and grab everything you can to get the best score, right? But I still want there to be a challenge for people that just want to navigate their way through, right? And hopefully there's room for both. And then there was another thought I was going to say about that. I presume Apple admitted defeat. Oh yeah, OP Scripter. Yeah, so I mentioned that when I first came on. Yeah, I'll mention it again here. So, in case you guys are here who don't know what he's talking about, so so my game, which there you go, blatant plug, Volley Village, which is now out today for iOS and Android. So that's kind of a spoiler, right? That it all turned out okay in the end, but man, I didn't get much sleep last night. Let's just put it that way. I was stressing. Excuse me. So yeah, so on my stream on Wednesday, so I had Volley Village submitted to Apple, right? And it had been sitting there for days, approved, right? And I had it in the pre-order phase, right? Which is fantastic. I love that, right? So it's been sitting in a free game, but you still click to pre-order it, right? So that way, once it's available, boom, you got it, right? And it's nice because it helps show numbers. So I had that set up and just waiting for the release for today, right? And then 3 days ago, Apple took my approved app and unapproved it out of nowhere, just out of the blue. They just went, oh, by the way, your approved app is now rejected. And it's like, wait, what? You can't do that. You can't, it's not supposed to work that way. And I went looking, and their complaint was, they said one of my videos was not compliant and it did not show proper gameplay, right? And I went looking and I did the homework, right? And I figured out, it's like, okay, fine. I did one, I just thought it was kind of nice, right? But they obviously hated it. I had the video had an iPad inlay, right? That showed the gameplay on the iPad. And that's what bugged them out, right? They were like, no, that's sacrilege. It has to be pure gameplay, right? Unsoiled. Otherwise, it's just crap, right? So I frantically, this would have been Tuesday? Yeah, so it's Tuesday, right? So I fixed the video, went back, made a new version, just the gameplay, resubmitted it, right? And then waited to hear something. Of course, every time I do that, it goes back into the waiting for review phase, right? Google just grabs it and they stamp it, rubber stamp everything that comes through pretty much, right? Apple sits on it and takes their fine time. So it wasn't until Wednesday, right, that when I was doing my stream, when, right when I was starting, I got the notice that I was going in a review, and it's like, whew, okay, good. So it's getting reviewed. That's good. So we're all good now, right? And then I was, like an hour and 45 minutes into the broadcast, and it got rejected again, right? And they were complaining about the same thing. They were saying the video was not compliant. And I brought up the videos. I was demonstrating the videos that I'd showed, right, that I'd submitted, that they were gameplay, right? So then I lost it. Then I just said, okay, guys, I got to drop out. So I did that, right? So I went back and looked, and I had to do some homework and found that. And then here's what happened, right? This is what it was. They never gave me clarification, right? They just said, they had a screenshot saying this video is invalid, which I didn't have there anymore, right? And I didn't. What it was with Apple and their convoluted submission system is that you have two mandatory submission phases. You have an iPhone and an iPad that you have to submit video and images, right? And then it has an optional version, right, for alternate sizes, for alternate resolutions, for newer generations, right? Which I didn't use, right? Because the base version bleeds into the optional. So that's fine. What happened was, inadvertently, in a previous iteration, I had loaded up the illegal video in one of the optional ones, right? So when I did this new version, because I didn't touch the optional, so it looked empty to me, right? Because I didn't put anything in there, it went back and retrieved the optional that should never have been there in the first place and brought that over. So that's, finally I figured out the fact that, I did everything right, but because it was retrieving this crap that was never supposed to be there and dragged it forward without my knowledge until after it was published, which is a fine system, by the way, that I finally realized what the problem was. So Okay, great. And then, I mean, I'm stressing out again, right? This is going on for a while, but I got it, right? So I purged those out, and I know for a fact I check, double check, recheck, and check again, right? And the videos are gone. So I'm going, finally, right? Done, and I submit it, and I'm going, that's it. Okay, now we're set, because the beauty of this is the fact that all they're complaining about is the video, right? And obviously they can't complain about the app because the app is the same app that they've already approved, right? The app that's been approved for what, the better part of a week, right? So now I'm golden. No. Then a couple hours later, I get a notice going, your app has been rejected. Not for the videos. Videos are fine. We're all good with the videos now. Your app specifically has issues. What? How could the video that you, how could the app that you guys already approved, right? Oh, like ages ago, that's been sitting there waiting to go. The one that you just said, right? The latest version actually was just a few days old. So you just approved it a few days ago, and you said you're fine with it. Now you're not, right? You know. Excuse me. And then it was like this arbitrary kind of weird thing that was like saying that I didn't clarify in my plist what information was getting used, or how it was getting used, right? And it had a reference to do with geolocation stuff, right? Which, okay, I was not even aware that was happening. Obviously, that is my ad network stuff, right? You know, that's hopefully the area that makes me money. So then I realized, okay, that's it now, right? So now I got to go back and do that, right? So I go back in and I arbitrarily fill in the plist, right? So I put in the information there, and I just, and it was so stupid. It's just like, okay, you know, geolocation usage used by ad networks, right? And then geolocation continuous used by ad networks. I just put that in the plist, right? Rebuild it, resubmit, right? And it's kind of like, okay, we're good, right? And then I start getting the emails that really completely freak me out, right? So, I mean, what is this? This would be, late Wednesday night, excuse me, all the way into Thursday morning. I started getting emails from Apple, excuse me, and the first couple were, we sent you a notification. Go look in messages because we've now notified you of potential issues, right? Which is the same thing they said when they had problems with the video stuff, right? So I go look at that, right? And I go look at the notifications, and there's nothing there. There's no new notifications. These are just emails that are taunting me for the heck of it, right? And then, as if I wasn't freaked out enough, then Apple sends me another email going, your app has been rejected because the numbering convention does not comply. It is either invalid or it does not increment. And I'm going, oh, it does. It increments. It increments the crap out of that thing, right? So I go back and I look, right, and I'm like away, right? I'm out like running around at the moment. So I grab my phone. I'm going in iTunes Connect. I load it up and I look at iTunes Connect and it says waiting for review. So the email they sent me, they're trolling me. Apple is trolling me. They sent me three or four emails, right? All of them saying that no. Your app still sucks. We're rejecting it, right? And it wasn't true. None of them did, right? But it sat there waiting for review, and it sat there for 14 hours, right? 16 hours. And it wasn't until yesterday that it finally went under review, and it was yesterday late afternoon, right? That they finally went, yeah, it's fine. So it's like, you know, I won. But I feel like they kicked my ass so bad. They just beat the crap out of me for so long that I won, but I just don't feel like it's any victory, you know? Let's see. I told you the other day they might just give a hard time to independent creators. The reasons they give you for rejection are not even valid or coherent. Yeah. So, you know, so it's like literally hours before I was supposed to release this stupid thing, right? And keep in mind, this is like 5 or 6 days after Apple already approved it and said, yeah, it's fine, right? So, that's, yeah. I mean, this comedian had this old joke, and this is kind of the way I was feeling, right? This comedian was talking about hockey matches, right? And he just thought the funniest thing about a hockey match is if you ever watch, right? And this happens all the time. Hockey matches, you have a fight breaks out, right? fights break out, right? And two guys just beat the living crap out of each other, right? But the guy that wins the fight, right, that just beats the other guy senseless, he gets sent to the penalty box and gets to relax for 2 minutes. The guy that just got the crap knocked out of him is on the ice going, ah. And that's the way I felt, man. It's like I won the victory. I finally got Apple to release the stupid app, but I was just so shell-shocked, right? That it was like, oh, so nerve-wracking. Deadpool. Actually, yeah, thanks. I'm not sure. OP Scripter, maybe? Deadpool was asking about stack stuff in terms of Linux, which is way out of my range set, for sure. And also, like I said the other day, Apple sucks, right? Yeah. So, the good news is like, okay, so last night, and then just as the final screw you, so I had it set up, right? No, okay, bummer. Hawk is another one that's a big programmer type, so if Hawk comes around, he might be able to help as well. So Deadpool, if you want to hang tight, there's still a couple of usuals that are very knowledgeable, right? Maybe hopefully have some help for you. But so okay, but here's the final punchline, right? So good. Okay. Oh, and then the final Apple messing with me, right? So I have it set up to go off at midnight, so that technically it's released on Friday at midnight, right? Just because, right? That way it's technically Friday, at least Pacific Standard Time, right? Excuse me, 8 p.m. rolls around and I get an email going, hey, Bali Village is now available for download. Wait, what? So as the final screw you, they release it, 4 hours early. You know, it's like, you guys really are trolling me. You guys are just completely trolling me, aren't you? I got trolled by Apple, right? They're multi-billion-dollar company, and they have nothing better to do than to troll the pathetic little indie game developer, right? So the good news is that fine, okay, good. So, and then it's like, okay, fine, and I waited till 11 o'clock, right? And then it's like, okay, we're close enough. So I pulled the trigger on the Android release and released that, right? And then Android started trolling me. Android, they basically wouldn't let go of the beta. So when I released the game for production, I was looking at the webpage and it was listing it as Volley Village 1.0 release beta. And it's like, no, come on, no, you cannot do this to me. So I was like thinking, okay, good, Apple's done. I can relax, watch some Netflix, and then go to bed and relax. No, Android's like, we're gonna screw with you now. It's our turn. When my mobile game is ready and I submit to Apple, I'll troll them too. What are those teleports you said you were gonna put were a different dimension and reverses the level and to get through a specific part of your level? Oh, that's an interesting idea. That might be getting a little complicated. But in reverse to go up. I will make the levels actually reversible, right? Because, that's the other thing too, is because these level chunks are going to come up randomly, right? They're going to be, so it's not going to be something that the level will always be the same, right? The level order will always change every time you play the game. So that's the roguelike element. And the levels will be flipped or flopped, right? So you can't always count on the structure always being the same. You know, sometimes when you come up to this level, for example, you'll see it like this way instead, right? Maybe this, maybe that way, maybe the other way, right? So I will be flipping it in that sense, right? So that way it keeps it, keeps it fresh, but still is able to use the levels that I have. So to finish my thought on Google hosing me, then, so then it was one of those things, because of the problem with the beta is the fact that coins are free, right? So if I release a game where all coins are free, that kind of hurts the bottom line. So that was frantically trying to kick out a new version, right? And then supersede that and not do a promotion from beta into release, which should still make it a production release, but just release it as a true one. And then finally, it started to click into place. And I think, but I'm not sure. I still think beta might still have access, even though I deleted all beta access, right? There should be no beta permissible. I said I'm leaving the beta testing, but yet my version, I still get free coins, right? So now I'm freaked out that I may not have purged that, right? That's still the lesson here is that I will never use beta testing on Android again because their structure is as broken as Apple's processing. So it's nice to know they're both idiots, right? So here I am screaming at Apple saying, why can't you be more like, Google? And then Google turns around and says, hold my beer. It's like Google just had to trump it, right, at the last minute, right? So, a pox on both their houses, that's it. No more Apple, no more Google. I'm going to go BlackBerry. Oh, crap. Windows Phone. Oh, crap. So, yeah, are they a nightmare? Yes, they're a total friggin' nightmare. But, when they're literally the only game in town, the only two mobile developers that you have a choice of, what are you going to do, right? So, yeah, I was up late last night. Had to get up early this morning. And so I'm running low on sleep right now. So I'm a little punchy, I guess. But I think it all got resolved. Whether or not this amounts to anything at this point, I don't know. But, I mean, it definitely wreaked havoc on my schedule for the last several days. Now, that does really hurt me because, I mean, the push I wanted to do in terms of promotion for the app, a lot of that time got eaten up. Is the Monopoly nightmare. Truly, it really is. But, yeah, I mean, that's, all the time I was hoping to really work on the PR stuff, right, and trying to push, to get more exposure for the game. Yeah, that all went out the window because I'm sitting there kowtowing to Apple and then later to Google. So thank you, both of you guys, for totally hosing me on that. You could choose between asshole and asshole. That's a tough choice, Neither? No, you gotta choose. So, there you go. So that was my situation, but we're all fine here now. How are you? Android. Yeah. Well, I mean, as I said, the lesson for Android that I now understand is that I will never use Android beta again, right? That is just totally broken. That is a god-awful, terrible system, right? That you could take a beta version, right, and put it into production, right, and still have production give free coins out. And there's no simple way, right? With Apple, right, you have test flight, right, and you have test flight builds, and you just say, okay, kill the builds. From that point on, the person gets notified that, sorry, this game has been shut down, go download the production version, right? That's the way it should be. Android is kind of like, you know what? You got the beta version, but we'll carry it over. So, yeah, you still get everything free anyways. So, I mean, that's, at this point, I'm not even sure. I think beta testers still may have access to free coins, I don't know if it's just I'm an anomaly, it just won't update, or if that's true for all beta testers. But either way, absolutely freaking pisses me off. Thank you, Google, for hosing me and probably taking money out of my pocket. Thank you so much. That's so kind and generous of you. Not. All right, enough of the sob story. So, what I want to play with right now is this bad boy. What I noticed, most of the stuff is working pretty nicely, right? So you saw the fact that it randomly generates like 3 to 5 coins when you squish the character, right? So like here. Oh, come on, buddy. Anytime. Boom. There you go. The coins pop out. They do that little number. So I'm pretty happy with that. But what I noticed is this. When the coin goes to a wall, it actually goes through it, which obviously is not what I want. And what was distressing was the fact that it was actually registering the hit, right? So, I don't know how it's actually doing. So I know I have like a do tween on that. So I have a tween motion that does the arc, right? I guess I could just switch out. I'm doing that, but I guess I could just make it an add force and just let gravity do its thing, right? Maybe that's the wiser move. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe I'm too concerned with using the do tweens, when in fact I should just let, because they do actually have rigid bodies, 2D rigid bodies on them. So if you check out temporary ward. So we throw this bad boy in here. Come on, buddy. So, let's check. Yeah, so we have a rigid body, right? It's kinematic. I may drop that back down to dynamic if I need to do that for just applying force, but maybe I'll try that. And just let it do its thing. Let's see, what do we got in terms of... Let's see, okay, we don't want it to roll, so I'll freeze the rotation, right? Oh, excuse me. Alright. So let's try that. Instead of doing the do tweens, as an experiment, let's go bounce up, and then let's just do an apply force. Which I have no idea how to do. Since I don't really normally most of my stuff, whoa, stupid keyboard. For the record, you guys that have been with me for a while know I've been screaming about my KVM, my keyboard mouse replicator. It does that thing where it just takes off. You saw, like, sometimes it'll just do 40 keys in a row. I just ordered a new one from Amazon. It'll be here Tuesday, so there'll probably be more of me screaming on Monday when my keyboard takes off on me, but hopefully by Wednesday I will not have that problem anymore, because it is annoying, you know. Alright, so alright, let me do a crash course on 2D Force. Rigid body add force. Alright. Because like I said, I gotta admit, I'm a neophyte to doing this kind of approach. Okay, so we just added to the rigid body. Interesting. Alright, so in theory, but he has no gravity, does he? Let's see. Whereas a rigid body would have a sense of gravity, right? But a rigid 2D doesn't. Or maybe it does. I guess we'll find out. Alright. I'll find out pretty fast by just putting this bad boy here. So, you know what? Like here. Alright. And then I'll do the bounce up command. Alright. Oh, let me do... Let's see. Do as a private rigid body 2D. And then we'll serialize that so we can get at it. Like so. Right. And, oh, I should probably do this not here, but there, like so. There we go. Okay. Excuse me. Alright, so the rigid bodies, we drag and drop this bad boy. He now has access to his own rigid body. Right? Alright, and then so we'll just do add force, and that's not actually the command, was it? It was something different, wasn't it? No, it is add force. Okay. Alright, and it is a 2D, so what do we want to do? I just want to shoot him, maybe like left and to the right. So if we do like, I have no clue if this is even close to, do a -10, just make him go left in theory. So I have no idea what effect that might have. Oh. Now to be happy. Alright, so... And what we're going to do is, just from this temporarily, I'm going to throw this in here and do bounce up. So normally it gets called when it comes in existence, but in this case, and I did a little pooling thing too. I actually wrote my own little pooling tool that it just pulls from. So that's something that, by the way, for those of you who don't know, I'm using the Corgi 2D plugin for the level stuff, which by and large is a very nice tool in many ways. Some things I don't like is the fact that, excuse me, every character spawns their own pool of items, right? Which to me seems like this tremendous waste, right? Because if you have like 30 characters and they're all spawning, what, like 5 or 10 bullets, right? 20, 30 bullets. That's a ton of stuff that is spawning, right? You know, I mean, if just you had one universal pool that applied to all characters, right? If you know that you never have more than 30 bullets on the screen from all characters combined, it would be better to have that one versus with the current thing, if one character can shoot up to like 20 or 30, then you have 90 because each one is pooling 30, right? Which I just don't understand that logic. So anyways, what I'm getting at is the fact that I wrote my own that's just for the bonus coins, right? So I created a pool of like 20, I think, just as a start. And that way, any character that does it, so if you come out here, yeah, temporary reward pool controller, right? So let me turn him off for a brief moment so he doesn't do anything weird. So we fire this up and we'll see this temp reward pool controller pop up. And there you go. So I got all of these right here, right? And I'm going to turn off lava because that's just throwing me. Go away, lava. Just in time. All right. So all of these coins, right? All these little reward coins can apply to any character that gets stomped, right? So it's nice that they're all sharing the same resource instead of reproducing, you know, for example, right here, there's 2 different pools, right? Now in this case, they're different weapons, but if you had 4 characters on the screen that are all using the same weapon and it clones this 4 times over, right? You know, we're talking, if you had like upwards of 20, that's like 80 items when you could just have a pool of 20 or 30, right? That would cover everyone. So, anyways, minor rant. I just don't understand why he followed that direction. But I just think it'd be better if he had an option, which I guess I should tell him that too. He probably already knows. But I guess I should mention to him that I think it'd be smarter to have a universal pool versus each player having its own specific pool. But there you go. Alright, so where did I put temporary ward? Let's bring this bad boy back up again. Alright. And I think that's all I need. So let's see what he does. If I fire him up, see if he flies somewhere. Not really. Alright. That did a whole bunch of nothing. That should work, right? Oh, it's because I'm kinematic, maybe? Let me switch him back to dynamic. Alright, so now, yeah, now we get the gravity and all that kind of stuff dialed back in, right? Alright, so I was right about that. So, let's try gravity scale of... you know, I'll leave it at 1. Alright. Now he should actually move somewhere. Let's see what he does. And because he has a rigid body, he should bounce off walls. Or go through them. Well, that sucked. What the hell? Collision detection, discrete. Let me make sure that he's designed to actually bounce off walls. So, and let's see, I have him set up as... Let's go back up here. He is a collectible, right? Makes sense. So, let's come back over here. Collectibles, platforms. So, they should be smacking. They should hit. So, that, for whatever reason, doesn't want to behave correctly. So, actually, let me just turn this off. Since I got gravity working, right, it should just fall down and hit that ground anyways, right, at its own speed. And it doesn't. It hits me, which registers a hit and disappears, but nothing else. So, ¿por qué? Oh, trigger. Maybe because I still have him set up as a trigger. Bingo. Let's try that again. Now the next question, let's see. Now he hits, good. So then, if I hit him now, is that gonna like stop me? Nope, I burned right through it. Cool, okay. I think that's getting us where we need to be. So, let's bring him back over here, and let's try adding the rigid body stuff again, and see what that gets us. Not much. Alright. Now it is actually firing, isn't it? Bounce up. I'll let that debug log kick off, so we'll see if it registers it. Wait for it. Yep. Alright, I think I saw just the smallest amount there. So, let's just really crank this puppy up 100-fold. And let's see if that just launches it in the stratosphere. Or in this case, launches it straight left. Exit. Stage left. Stage right. Yep. That did it. Alright. Well. That was a difference. Duly noted. No Android beta. We need some explosion to let out the frustration. Happy to oblige, buddy. There you go. Everyone flies. Alright, 3 waves. How about that? There you go. Nice. Oh, so for anyone that just came along recently too, if you notice, I got the Rick and Morty characters sported there. 2 ways you can actually change it. You can either scroll down on the Twitch page, right? And there's a little menu that allows you to select, right? Or, if you are a big fan of typing, you could do, what is it, avatar? Exclamation avatar, and that gives you the choices. And you can change your avatar to any one of those characters. So, if you want to do that, if you want to get all nice and personalized, you can. Alright. Yeah, we're all about Rick and Morty here. As I said, I know I was super late to the party, but I'm definitely on board with the whole Rick and Morty thing these days. Okay. So, we gotta do something in between, I guess. Let's do 20. Let's see what 20 does for us. And pump that up to 1,000. That's an insane amount of... Why is that so big? And... yeah. Alright. 500, and we'll drop that by half. But it's good it's registering all the hits now, so that's a plus sign. Sorry, move that out of the way. Alright. Just checking the mail. Just trying to make sure. I half expect Apple to say, remember how we approved your app and it's like for, available now? Yeah, we changed our mind. So I had to check my email there to make sure that I was not. I mean, that was, getting that kind of stuff so close to release is like that same, like when you get out of school and for like the next 5 years, you wake up in the middle of the night with that nightmare, like it's, finals and you forgot to study, That's kind of the similar feeling, man. I haven't been in school for decades, but I had that kind of flashback with the, remember that game you're releasing? Yeah, well, we just said you can't release it now. Kind of that feeling. All right. What you gonna do? Let's see. Bounce. Tell you what. Because it's getting tied up with the game start, I don't register this correctly, so let me try this. Let's do it as an invoke. So we can delay it. So we can let the game actually boot up before it does that. And we can get a cleaner look at it. It's quotes, isn't it? Yep. Invoke needs quotes. And we'll just delay it like 3 seconds. 2 should be enough. 2 should be enough to get it to clean its brain out. Excuse me. Alright. Here we go. Alright, see what this does. So, 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Whoa! Holy crap! It like snapped, didn't it? Did you see that? Alright, so then let's just try and get a better understanding of this. So let's just go 500 on the Y. Alright. Oh, you know what? I think I may know. Let's see if we have any other controls in here that might be overriding it. Reward control, coin, nope. I didn't know if there was something like I had a script that was doing like a speed control, but no. Bitcoin burst, that's fine. Control, that's fine. So what the heck? Por qué? Alright, so then if we just go 500, right? I'll do negative, so it keeps going to the left. Not that it matters. Because the bounce up was pretty decent in terms of height. So 1 1000, 2 1000. What is up with that? So why is it a value of 500 does a nice job of pushing it up, but then 500 to the left has virtually no effect whatsoever? I'm not understanding this at all. Do I have anything in here? Oh, okay. Let me just make sure that fixed update isn't messing with it. So he can't do anything. He can't do anything. Start bounce. Okay. So that's all good. So all we're doing is bouncing up, right? Yes. So it just seems like a physics push should be the same in both directions. That's bizarre, guys. Not understanding why the add force does not work for crap. Let's see. Is there any other additional information to get a better sense of that? Alright, so transform up. Thrust is nice, but that's not... be accelerated by the force according to the law force. The larger the mass, the greater the force required. Alright, you know what? Fine. If it's going to be a jerk about it, what if we do this? What if we just rotate the puppy, right? And then that decides its Y? If we apply it and like it does it with the transform up, right? So yeah. Times 500. No longer need a vector 2, right? Alright, so that should get us what we had before with just the vector 2 with the Y up, right? And if that's the case, then hopefully just by turning it. Yeah. Alright, so then if we go like 45 degree, like that. So up should be relative to the object. So now we should get it launch up in the left, like that. Whoa! But then it comes right back down. What kind of messed up physics is that, guys? What's up with that? So it goes away and then comes right back like a freaking boomerang. Yeah, okay. So that doesn't help either. Unless... Wait, maybe I'm just missing something else here. Okay. I'm just going to nuke everything for the moment. So make sure there's not some kind of older chunk of script that's throwing me off here. Alright, so at this point, literally the only thing happening is we name it, right? We invoke the bounce up. The bounce up is strictly transform up, right? So there's no reason for it to do that weird moving like a boomerang. And yet that's what it does. Simulated yeah, the rotation. Huh. Alright. I think I'm demonstrating why I never use force on these things. Why I end up just hard coding this crap, because at least I can control the motion better. What is up with that? Alright. So the rotation does nothing for us. So, alright, let me go back to what I had then. But that's weird, because I mean, the problem with applying a vector like on the X was the fact that you saw how it just snaps into place, right? It's not any kind of force that tapers off. It's just like an instant push, and then it's just done. Huh. Alright. Let me find another example in here somewhere. I'm sure someone else had to use. No, just me? Really? I'm the only one using add force. Alright. In that case, guess what, guys? We're going to go back to what I had mostly working before and figure out what was up with that. So, alright. That's good. Bring this guy back out like that. Take that back out. So now we're back to where we were 20 minutes ago. Put him back and good. All right. Oops. I'm waiting for it to play, but I didn't play. All right. I think I will try and kick it off here. Let's go. Start bounce. Just say start bounce. Do the same thing. I'm going to do a 2-second delay. So make sure the game gets all nice and fired up correctly with no hitches. Alright. Now there's no gravity anymore. Oh, yes there is. Hold on. Let me switch him back to kinematic. Otherwise this is going to be a really short trip. Dynamic, back to kinematic, and let me just go ahead and save all this crap. There it goes. Alright. So, let's see this. He should float, shouldn't fall. 1 1000, 2 1000. There he goes. Boom. And then he just flies through everything. No, because I disabled that. There. I could do something where, yeah, but it just still didn't register. Oh, because that's it. I forgot to switch it back, didn't I? Switch it back to trigger. That's all on you, buddy. All right. I could do something where if it just hits something, it sticks there. It's a simple solution. It's a cheat, but at least that way it'll stop pissing me off. Move him out of the way. All right. Okay, here's another thing too. So when he hits a wall, right? So I have the Dutween that is doing the arc, right? And I'm telling it to kill the shot name, which should be correct. which is right there and there. So that's where it gets signified, right? So if we fire this up, it's still not going to work correctly. My guess is it's going to fly right through the wall. And it 1,000, 2,000. Nope, actually it hit that instead. Interesting. That may actually be the ultimate thing I do, right? If it just sticks and is done. Free falling. So why did free falling not? What did I screw up? No, it's in the fixed update. Free falling. All right, so that's strange. All right, let me expose the free falling so I can see that. All right. And there it goes. Free falling. Okay, there. So I gotta figure out that's not getting triggered once it hits, which it should. So nope. So it hits and it doesn't register. So it says start free falling. Oh. Because I had that marked out. That would do it. Alright. This code right here I have marked out is it was designed where it hits the ground and it'll do like an extra bounce off the ground. But that was complicating issues and then I had to go into the wall anyways, so I knocked that out for the time being. I may bring it back if I can get this stupid thing to behave. I'll leave him. Alright. So we're focused on him. Oh, thought I hit play. Try that again. 1,000, 2,000, bounce. Okay. That's nice, but if we give it a better challenge, like up here, this is where it's going through the wall. And watch it behave now. And I have no clue what I changed. No, I think it's going to go through the wall. 2,000. Kind of like that. Okay, so it's because it enters, right? Okay, now I'm understanding it better, I think. So it does that correctly. So it's already getting... Okay, how about... let's see. It strikes. I guess what I need to check is where it's striking. Because if it's hitting the ground, kind of like I was doing with the bouncing lava before. If it hits the ground, then it just needs to stop. Period. So I may have to make this coin more sophisticated than I wanted. Let's see. And, oh, okay, how about this? If the count is more than 1. That may work as well. One sec. Hold on. One sec, guys. I think I'm getting trolled again. Hold on. Bear with me 1 second. I swear I'm getting played with. Let's see. Wait for it. You think, with all the billions of dollars Apple has, that they would have a website that would actually load. Yeah. Because right now it's not doing a whole bunch of crap. Really? Hold on. One sec. Yeah, okay. So, put this over here, right? Yeah. Apple, iTunes Connect, right? So, if we look at this little thing, it's green and it says ready for sale, right? So that means Apple has approved it and it is for sale, right? It is out, it is in the open, all is good, all is right with the world, right? If that's the case, then why did I just get an email saying that my app is now changed to prepare for upload? 3:29 at 2:20 p.m. They just sent me an email saying that my status has been changed to prepare for upload. Seriously. This is a billion-dollar company that are acting like they're a three-man crew, two of which are blithering idiots, and the third is too busy drunk in the back to realize the other idiots are screwing everything up. They sent me an email letting me know that my status is changed to prepare for upload. Oh, no, I gotta cut them some slack. Okay, I'm sorry. What are they doing? No, I'm sorry. I'm being a jerk. I will back off because no. Here's the thing. I mean, I don't know if you guys are aware, but Apple is a brand new company. They've only been out I think they've only been in existence for a couple of days now, right? So they're still trying to work out the kinks. Now, I mean, if Apple had been a company that had been around for decades and were making idiot mistakes like this decades later, well, then it would just be pathetically embarrassing to the point of, oh my God, why are these guys in danger of going out of business? You know what? Oh. Oops. Anyone that ever says, hey, do you think that Apple is in trouble these days? My response will be, hold on, I got an email for you. You'd wonder how they actually made it to today, right? Yeah, you gotta kind of wonder. I mean, so for anyone that was kind of, when I was telling you my stories about how I felt like I was getting trolled with those mystery emails where they were notifying me of frantic notification emails along with rejections of my app, they just sent me a new email saying that the status is now ready for upload. What? No, it's not. You guys saw it. It said, now for sale, right? The little green dot that says, hey, congratulations, success. But we're still going to troll you because we have nothing better to do with our time. We're all sitting around on billions of dollars. We got nothing better to do with our time than just to troll your butt and just mess with your head because, it's fun. Oh my God. Apple, hurry up and go out of business. So I only have stupid Google to deal with. At least Google, at least them is manageable, right? I know that their beta test system is completely foobarred, right? But I get that. So I know that, right? That's the proverbial, if you walk over here, the thing smacks you in the head. Then you don't walk over there. And we're all good, right? No more beta tests. But everything else with Google's behaving nicely. Apple? Pissing me off, Apple. I don't like being trolled on the internet. I sure don't like being trolled by a billion-dollar company. I mean, I'm flattered that they think that I'm worth the time to be trolling, but Apple, stop. Okay? You've had your fun, right? This is 4 days in a row that you guys have been messing with me with bogus emails, right? So they're just trying to see how much they can wear me out, man. I will not break. Bring it. David and Goliath, man. Apple, I'm still standing. To quote the great philosopher Elton John, I'm still standing. Better than I ever did. Feeling like a little kid? No, sorry. Okay. So. Alright, so we're back to this now. And let's try this again. Let's just see if that was a one-off or if it keeps hitting the wall correctly now. Fires and hit. Yeah. Okay, that's right. Right. We gotta do multiple. Yeah, that's it. I gotta check for multiple collision detections, which, thank you, Apple. You distracted me beautifully. Got me completely thrown off track for about 30 seconds. So collision, it should be length. No, shouldn't it be multiple? Does it count? Contacts. Contact counts. There we go. So what we'll do is we'll do a multiple contact count check. And if it's hitting platforms more than once, then we know, okay, fine. It's... crap, that still doesn't help. I was going to say, if it's 2, then we know we hit ground. No, we don't. It could go up in a corner and hit the top and the side, right? Alright. I'm just kind of getting to the point where I want it to, like, fly off and just stick, right? If it does that, if it hits anything and it just sticks, then we're done, and I don't have to worry about this anymore. Why not? Because this is just getting to be way more effort than it's worth. And thinking in my head of what the little bonus stuff flying out is going to be, the rewards, I got no problem with it just sticking on walls, right? That's kind of cool because I think it's better than... Yeah, I think that is kind of better because otherwise, if it floats up and starts drifting down, then you kind of get hosed, right? Excuse me. But if it flies up and hits something, it still should be in range of you being able to jump up and grab it. So then we're just going to say everything's... Just kill it all. And then just stop. No more free falling. No more Tom Petty free falling. There. So, once it touches anything, it should just shut down and be done with it, right? So, let's turn you back off, and let's turn the gusher back on. Fixed shooter. Like so, and then we will take Mr. Fixed Shooter and pump him up so he's doing a lot more than, make it like 10. Yeah. Excuse me. Alright, let's see, and then I gotta change this because I think I had it hard-coded. Let's see. Don't need you anymore. Start bounce. Yeah, because I had that hard coded. So we put that back to randomize. Good. Okay, so now we should be in better shape. Oops. Well, that was a bad example. All the coins just kind of went right into my face. There it goes. And still flying. What the heck? Alright, so the kill shot name does not seem to be having an effect. Oh, did I do the wrong one? Huh. Let's see. Yeah, okay, it's trigger, not collider. That's stupid. Just knock that out. Like so. Oops, did I do the wrong one? Oh, I did. There it goes. Now he's happy again. Okay. So. Just do it that way, and then all this, at least for the time being, will go away. Excuse me. There. Now everything should just stick. And if not, I'm going to be totally perplexed. If it doesn't work now, then DoTween is doing me wrong. It's not killing like it should. Let's find out, shall we? Wow. All right. Wait, why did I lose the ability to... Whoa. Oh, see, keyboard's going spastic on me. There it goes. It's back. Alright, so stop now. So it should be hitting, right? Oh, wait. Oh, maybe it didn't. Let's see. Only one thing registered to hit. Hit player. Alright. So maybe it was on collision. Then why didn't it register? Alright, now I'm just getting totally confused by this stupid thing. Alright. So all those guys should register a hit. Right? Let's see. It's like now it doesn't seem like either of them, which is completely got me confounded. Here you go. No, I got nothing registering there. So what the heck, guys? Unless I did something to it. Let me check my prefab. Maybe I broke the prefab. Let's see. There it is. I messed with the prefab and did not switch it back. Whoops. That would do it. Alright. So now I gotta still remind myself it's a collider or trigger that it hits. I think it's collider, but we'll find out here in a second. Nope. 50-50 shot, and I guessed wrong. No, it is. Okay, no. I'm gonna just shut up. I get this so backwards now. Of course, it's a trigger. Now we're good. So hopefully everything flies up and just sticks when it hits. Oh, crap. Come on, buddy. Hit something. Wow. Okay. So all of them should be. Okay, let me make sure that we don't need free falling, so make sure that's not the culprit. Right? And then I'm just gonna go nuclear on this puppy, because right now I'm using DoTween kill for the shot name, but we're just gonna kill every DoTween in existence. Right? So let's gotta do it now. Well, okay. Alright, so it does that, and then it needs to actually switch. Alright. So on trigger it doesn't happen, so then we go to free fall. So what is it about free fall that it's not registering a hit? Let's see. Because it should on trigger enter. Oh, because I did the kill all, right? That's... So one gets hit and they all stop. Fair enough. That one's on me. But then we still... Stop now. That is weird. It's starting to feel. Let's see. Oh. Let me turn that back off. Sorry. That still might be me. Okay. So it may have been in free falling mode, but I forgot to tell it to stop doing the free fall. Alright. This... Okay, I got a pretty good feeling that this might correct everything. Let's see. There it is! There, and I'll just let it stick wherever it lands. I'm fine with that. That's actually kind of cool. And that way we have no penetration issues. We know it's going to behave correctly. Good. Oh, come on. Trying to get out of the way and I still got hit. Booshed. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Boom. No, I still had ones that flew through there, didn't it? It still went flying through that wall. I mean, I guess we could just make it a non-issue and just kind of go, oh well. But it'd be nice not to have that stuff go wrong like that. So let's come back and do our test again. There. So I'm going to force it to go to the right. Through that wall, in other words. And try and figure out why none of that's registering. So I'm also going to take this guy down and lower his quantity down to 3. Like so. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah. Yes, they all hit. That's weird. They all hit and say stop now, but... Alright, so in this case, it's definitely not the free falling's issue. It is the do-tween that's screwing it up. And I don't know why. That should be correct. Alright, start bounce. We make a name. That's 10. Right? Yeah. Alright. Okay. Yeah. It's starting to look like Dewtween might be the culprit here, right? That telling it to kill using the kill command may be getting ignored. So that's what I gotta try and figure out here. Which is scary. I mean, I always have the kill all, but then that as you see, anything else that's floating around, that one will get killed as well. So that's not really an option. There. So this should give me, because this guy, he's doing, what did I say, like 3? So it should be like 3 names and then 3 kills that all represent the same name. Oh, wow. Oh, because I'm doing the additive thing. That was stupid. I gotta wait till after the loop. Idiot. There. All right. And we don't get them, of course, until they get generated. Ah. There it goes. All right. So EF. Whoa. So we have 4. All right. So we go Notepad. Okay. This be. Oops. Oh. Three and. Crap. Come on, man. Stop screwing up. Don't be Apple. Uh-oh. Did I just get raided? Uh-oh. What up, Mike? Uh-oh. What's going on, man? Thanks for the raid. Appreciate that. Look at that. Hey, Mike. How's it going, man? How's life? Thanks for the raid, buddy. I appreciate that. So, just work on some prototype stuff right now. And trying to figure out why my Dewtweens are not getting killed. What you making? So, this is a prototype that it's going to be sort of like a variation of the Downwell Spelunky concept. Focused primarily on mobile, at least initially. The idea is you have a character that you're working your way up, right? Dodging characters. And just, this is what? I'm like 2 weeks in. So this is still very, very early stuff. Just trying to work on play mechanics. Obviously, everything here is just temp. As you see above, you can see that Volley Village is a game that I just released today, as a matter of fact. So I'll show you that real quick. So Volley Village is now available for iOS and Android. And... let's see, error and pause. There it goes. So this is sort of like, imagine Angry Birds meets Battleship, right? And sorry for the guys that have seen this a million times. Sorry about that. But so the objective here is you're playing an online game and you're trying to destroy your opponent's buildings before they destroy yours, right? And the objective primarily is you want to focus on the bouncing buildings because they actually power that force field. Oh, and I missed. So drop all the bouncing buildings, force field goes down, you hit the catapult, and then it's game over. Right? Oh, I'm so distracted. I'm screwing up here. There he goes. And you can see you send out villagers to repair buildings, like he's doing there. But when you do that, that means you got fewer left on your catapult, so your reload times will increase. So you kind of bounce that out. He just scored a power up there, that green arrow. So for now 20 seconds, his villagers are running twice as fast, right? So he's able to reload twice as fast as me, which means he's catching up big time. But it doesn't matter because I already got him knocked out. And so the other items here, when you play an online match, you basically, the more stuff you destroy, the more coins you win. You know, so I'm playing a local match, so it doesn't matter as much. So I'm going to finish them off because I can. There you go. So there's also a power-up that does a fog bank, and there's also a power-up that pops up randomly that does a stop sign, which knocks your opponents, puts them to sleep. So there you go. So that's my game, Volley Village, which just came out today on iOS and Android. And been working on that way too long. So you have little villagers you can unlock too. When you play other additional matches, you get these other villagers. You start off with just like the regular warrior character, and you can unlock these other characters as you go along. Congrats on the release. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, worked on this one way too long, but finally came together. It's just doing online multiplayer was a brand new area for me, and you know, I'm using Unity, but I'm still, as everyone else that hangs around here knows, I'm much more artist than I am programmer. So it's been a ambitious project to say the least. But yeah, finally got out the door. Barely, you know. I got trolled by Apple for the last few days, but I'm the other way around. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think that's more predominant. I think you see a lot more programmers, right, than you do the artist types. The artists are smart enough not to try and do the programming. So they're just like, yeah, here, I'll make you pretty pictures, hand it to you, and you go away and you go do your thing. So, you know, I'm the crazy one that tries to do both. So, and you can also do launchers. You start off with just like the regular catapult, and then over time you can unlock these additional characters. It doesn't really change the gameplay. It's just more of a cosmetic kind of thing, right? You can also, when you do that, you get random match bonuses, so you win extra bonus coins when you play matches with these other characters. And then finally, you have a level editor that allows you to customize your layout, so you can drop buildings wherever you want, that kind of thing. So there you go, man. That is Volley Village and iOS and Android, free to play, of course, right? And that is that bad boy. What monetization model did you go with? A little of both. So games you play for coins, right? If you run out of coins, you can either buy coins, or if you're like me, you can watch a video and get coins for free. There's also an offer wall, as well as free coins every hour. You know, kind of the standard procedure, right? So if you have to get free coins, hit that, boom. Oh, why do I not have coins? There it goes. Congrats, you were awarded 25 coins, and then an hour from now, boom, you can get more coins, right? Or you can watch a video, which not supported because I'm on a PC, of course, and then an offer wall as well if you want to get a whole mess of coins very quickly. You can also do it through purchase as well, right? I'm on a PC, so the values don't show up here, but you know, so you have that option as well. And then the gems come in, where the gems are used to unlock the launchers. And then ultimately, I want to, if the game has any traction, I'm going to introduce entirely different island themes, right? So the gems will be used to purchase entirely different islands, right? So just different motifs, right? So that's it. So either purchase coins or just do it through watching ads. You know, kind of the standard procedure these days, I think. How about you, man? So, are you Unity, Unreal, or are you one of those crazy ambitious guys that does their own? Oh, sure, man. Happy to, yeah, absolutely. Oh, and thanks for the follow, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, you Unity as well? Yeah. How about you? So are you part of a team, or are you one of those crazy nuts that tries to do it all by himself, like this idiot? And, yeah, where are you at? So for me, Volley Village was actually my 6th game. And then the one I'm starting up right now will be my 7th. But yeah, fill me in, man. How about you? Give me some info on how things are going for you. Boom. Okay. So that was working okay. Oh, but I guess what I was doing back over here. So trying to figure out why those guys are going through the wall when they should be stopping there. All right. 1, 2. Let me drop that to like just 2. It's kind of getting a little nutty there. There. There it goes. A little delayed on the on the stream, but Mike, man, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that, buddy. I've released a game recently. Congrats to you as well, man. about 1 month ago on Steam. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I've been mobile only, which I should be correcting that. Game was born as a mobile title, but I don't like that market, so I released on PC instead. The game has been a flop. It's a challenge, isn't it? This is my second title as an indie, but I was in AAA for over 10 years before. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's cool. Can you talk about what companies you worked for? Or, you know, I don't know if you can share that or if you want to, but yeah, I feel for you, man. This is, as I said, Volley Village is my 6th release, and yeah, it's just getting so hard because, I mean, I did everything the correct way, right? Oh, Rockstar, sweet, nice. Codemasters, oh, see, now I want to bust out a driving game. I think Codemasters, Babel Media, and EA. EA, is that a new company? I'm not familiar with them. Oh wait, yeah. They did that game called Hard Hat Harry, right? Okay, that was a couple of years ago. That's awesome, man. That's one heck of a CV. Oh, you worked on FIFA. Oh, nice. Oh, sweet, man. That's fantastic. That is so cool. My video game company history is a lot smaller. Most of mine actually occurred with a company called High Moon, and not as a programmer, of course, as an animator. I've been an animator for 20 years, so my stuff with High Moon was all just doing animation stuff. So the programming is just sort of self-taught, just out of necessity. I am a one-person company, and I would love to have a game like Volley Village become successful enough that I could spread the pain and, you know, bring some people on board and do it the correct way. Unfortunately, that hasn't been much of an option yet. But fingers crossed that changes. But so okay, let's see. So the game was let's see. Yeah, same here. So the game was born as a mobile title, but okay. Jimmy, so the first title, so you didn't actually release it on mobile, or you did and just ported it to PC, or I'm just trying to clarify that. But I mean, it is so insane, right? I mean, what I was hoping with Volley Village was that I'm hitting a more unique audience, right? I mean, it's a unique game. There's not any game that's exactly like it, and you know, finding the audience, I think, is the nightmare, right? I mean, you know, if you are the king of the world, right? Pardon the pun. Then you can afford to pay $20, you know, CPIs, right? But for us people in the real world, you know, $20 is like our whole marketing budget, you know. So I can show you the game with a link if you. Yeah, absolutely, dude. I'm all for that. I love sharing the wealth. Anyone that wants to talk about their stuff they're working on, I'm happy to check it out. So please, here we go. I will share it. There you go. Thrusty Ship. Sweet. Oh, yeah, you aren't kidding, man. January 23rd, so that was incredibly recent. I'll fire up the video if you don't mind. Oh, it's right here. Oh, yeah, guess what, dude? I was watching you earlier. I was watching your stream a while back. Yes, I was watching you, man. Yeah, you had, like, a whole menu system. I was watching you. At this point, it's probably a month ago or so, but, yeah, I can't remember if I was actually talking or lurking, but, major looks upgrade next month? Yeah. I remember, the last time I was watching, you were doing, UI stuff. Oh, no level editor. Oh, that's smart. That's really smart. But, yeah, I remember watching, man. I thought it was incredibly slick. And, yeah, you were, would have been at least a month ago or more, I think. I'm still doing the UI stuff. But yeah, I remember you just pinging through all the different level stuff to do selection and all that kind of thing. But yeah. So dude, I remember this, man. Congrats on the release. I mean, that alone, I think, you know, anyone that gets a game out the door, right? I mean, aside from, you know, asset flippers, right? We don't count those because that's crap. But I mean, anyone that makes their own game, right? And gets it out the door, my hat's off to anyone that accomplishes it right there from the start, right? That alone is a nightmare, right? You know, but yeah, I hate to say this, man, but I'm really bummed to hear that it's not doing much for you. We count asset flippers because they are drowning us. Yeah, we count them in the same way that you want to, like, count them at the bottom of the ocean. But because I remember watching this when I was watching your stream, man. I was watching this, kind of going, I was getting envious. It's kind of like, see, this is the kind of game I need to make, man. This is pretty, right? It was tight, it was playing really well. But that's, like you say, it's so hard, right? 24 copies. Jeez, man. I am so sorry. That's just wrong, man. That is absolutely wrong. Ugh. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Look at that, you even got like players too, man. That's awesome. That's so great.
Stop hitting the wall, damn it!
This is great.
Oh, I can't get him.
The desperate.
I'm so unhappy about this situation.
These are great, man. The self-disparaging.
You gotta be kidding me.
That's the world we live in. Yeah, that's true. That's totally true. But I'm glad to have found another pro on Twitch. Oh, really? You want to send me the link? Oh, wait. You're talking about me. I'll definitely be back to say hi every now and then. Cool, man. Yeah, no, I'll be following you as. I'm already following you. I think I'm pretty sure I got you. False modesty. Well, like I said, I've been doing the game development honestly at this point for a decade, but kind of doing it in the backwards way, right? Where I'm sort of like making up as I go along, But part of it also is the fact that I'm in a weird situation because I still have the animation work, right? Which just okay. Here, do a shameless plug, right? How's this for coincidence? I did not intend this, but if you guys out there are Netflix watchers, the last show that I worked on the animation for is called Santa Clarita Diet with Timothy Oliphant and Drew Barrymore, right? I worked on that, and that actually comes up today, the new season that I just finished working on. So how's that for a coincidence? I didn't plan it that way, but my game and my last animation project came out at the same time. So I have the incredible benefit. I don't know if it's a benefit or sort of like the Gilded Cage, because I still get animation work, right? And part of the reason why my games take so long to make is because if an animation job comes along, I drop everything and go back and do the animation work. But, and that helps pay the bills. So part of it is also, I'm not sure if I have an unfair mentality, right? That I'm not as freaked out, right? I want this game to succeed. I would love to be able to just focus on the games full time, right? And just not take the animation jobs, but I know that they're still there, which is an incredible comfort and cushion. But it would just be so nice, if we could just have any level of success, a assured level of success like we used to have, not that many years ago, that if you made a good game, right, you could put it out there, it would get found, and people would buy it and play it. But unfortunately, dude, that is not the way it is these days, man. You can make a fantastic game and it gets buried, and like winning the lottery ticket, you can make a crap game and it finds an audience, and you just scratch your head kind of going, why is that game succeeding? That is garbage, right? I'm similar in terms of financial control, comfort. I have all sorts of investments and similar things that I don't have to worry about rent. Dude, we are two peas in a pod, man. We're absolutely two peas in a pod. And it is great, because that just means that when the game, I feel for all the people that you read the stories, right? There's like a friend of mine that I knew from years ago called a guy named Kenny Roy that did that, right? Where he basically invested everything, right? Sold his house. He and his wife moved from their LA home, right? He was an animator as well, right? And he just packed up and moved to his wife's home, I think back in New Zealand, Australia. I think it was New Zealand, but and then just devoted all his effort and time into making a video game, right? Betting the farm. Using that term almost literally, right? And because the game did not become a major success. Now he's scrambling, right? And I mean, to me, that's just, that's I feel for everyone that does that. I'm actually gonna buy my first sports car next month. I think a movable savings account. I love it. That's great. Well, for me, I was in Los Angeles because, of course, that's where all the animation work was, right? I was there for 12 years. I relocated to Las Vegas 7 years ago for the sole purpose of doing game development, right? Or actually, sorry, 8 years ago now. Over 8 years ago. God, time flies. For the sole purpose of doing game development and living cheap, right? And it's been a fantastic thing because if I would have stayed in LA, this never would have worked. I mean, you burn through the cash like crazy. But I'm still close enough to LA that I can either work remotely, or if I have to come in, I can just drive to LA for 4 hours and do the job, which I did. I've done that. Here you go. There you go. Speaking of, there's Flash. I worked on the TV show Flash a couple years ago for 6 months and just really beefed up the cash for a while, and then I retreat back to Vegas and live cheap. Excuse me. Nevada, no income tax. So true. So true. You gotta love that, man. No personal and corporate income tax. I'm home. I'm Canadian, so I can't do that. Someone is catching fire in the stream. How do you make that effect? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know if like a bomb went off and got him on fire. I'm not sure. No, I don't think anyone actually issued a command, so I'm not sure what did it. I don't know. That's a good question, Tiny. I have that program, right? It's the little avatars, right? Streaming avatars, but I really haven't. People like type in a command. It's kind of like, I didn't know you could do that, right? I mean, my knowledge is limited to the bombing raids like that, So I have no clue how he pulled that off. Maybe because he attached a bomb to himself. Otherwise, not a clue. But anyways, Mike, man, what's your actual name so I know how to address you when I say hi? Dustin. My name is Dustin. There you go. Named after Hoffman. Me and the movie The Graduate came out the same year, so I was named after Dustin Hoffman, Mr. Rain Man. And there you go. You as well, Mike. You as well, man. That's cool. And I'm so glad I got to see your stream before too. As soon as you played it, I totally recognized it. But I mean, dude, I it's just too funny we're in the same situation though. Named after the Archangel Michael. Nice. Very cool. But yeah, I'm happy for you that you, like me, have a buffer, right? That you can pursue the stuff, and if the game does not succeed like you wanted to, you're not in dire straits. Which I mean, I feel for all the other developers out there that are just betting everything that the game either makes it or we lose the house. That's terrifying. But I've kind of been saying that since the beginning. I mean, that's actually why I started doing the game development in the first place, because when I was doing the animation, this goes back to 2003, 2004. That's when we started seeing the introduction of outsourcing to, speaking of Canada, was up to Canada, right? So that's when I started going, animation work is going to drift away from LA in the future, so it's time to work on a plan B, and that's why I started pursuing the game development. And it wasn't until, a good 6 years later that I really started working hard at trying to make a game and release it, and then I've been doing that ever since. But so what was the primary became the secondary, and then reversed, right? And it's still in that situation now. So I still consider myself a full-time game developer, but subsidizing it, fantastically with the animation stuff. But, that's my situation. And, as you said, I'm here in Vegas living cheap, man. We moved out here at the perfect time, when the housing market had just totally crashed. So we bought a house that was... The house we bought here in Vegas is like one of these mansion houses, right? Compared to LA, but we bought it for the price of what a studio apartment or studio condo in LA would go for, right? So, and then since then the house has bounced back with the market recovering. So it's total win-win, man. Knock on wood. I mean, that's just fantastic fate. Yeah. I equivalently relieved to see here there is another responsible person out there. Yeah, dude, man, we are absolutely we're like, separated birth twins here. But yeah, I know it's just I understand the enthusiasm of wanting to pursue this, right? I mean, I'm addicted to this stuff. I love making games, but the idea of jumping in and then like betting everything, right? I quit my my 6-digit salary job and I'm gonna make games now. Unless you are working for a game company and you have tons of connections and you can get tons of exposure, right? That's the only reason I would even consider doing it that way. But that's terrifying to me. So more power to him. I left Vancouver with a $400,000 sale on the home. Bought one for half the price in the middle of nowhere where I get sun, silence, and I can keep making kids and video games. There you go. Well, I'm doing the same thing, except we have the classic fur babies. We have dogs instead of kids. So we're spending the college fund. So that's awesome, man. So, I mean, yeah, we both sound like we're in the same mindset of, this is the proper way to approach it. So that's awesome. Baby replacements. Trust me, my wife very much considers them her babies. Right? And I'm the fallback parent, right? If mom's not home, it's like, fine, we'll settle for you. But if mom comes home, yeah, you're dead to us, man. But yeah, kind of this, very much, right? Yeah, you were in Vancouver, but Vancouver is like LA with colder weather, right? But that is so funny, man. We have such parallels, right? We both just said, you know what, that's it, cut and run. Same thing, left LA, with the insanely expensive house and all that kind of stuff, right? And then just fled to somewhere more affordable and just hunker down and work away. It's Canuck LA. I love it. That's great. But yeah, Vegas has been really kind to me, man. I mean, we're now coming up on 8 years we've been here. And I mean, dude, I love it. I mean, you got the city right there. I don't live on the Strip. I live in a suburb that's 6 miles south of it, right? So, I mean, you drive up and down my streets and there's grass and trees. You kind of like would never believe that this is, a desert. So, yeah, I'm home, man. This is fantastic and just so affordable. So much more affordable than LA. But then LA is still accessible. I jump on the 15, put in a good audio book, which actually I'm going to have to do that pretty soon. I'm going to go back for E3, right? Drive into town, stay with some relatives that are there, right? Go to E3, retreat back home. Dude, talk about your win-win scenario for sure. All right, so did I knock him down to 2? I did. So we see road trip. Gotta do that. Yeah, I love it, man. I mean, it's funny because I've done the LA trip so many times now that I really do recognize the landmarks, right? I mean, even though it is just I like driving, I do too, man. I love it. Although most of my mileage has come from the LA trips, because I work out of the home and I'm a workaholic, which means that I got an 8.5-year-old car with like 60,000 miles on it, and 60% of that is the LA road trip stuff, right? For work and visits back to LA. But no complaints, man. I wasn't bragging, wasn't complaining. I was just pointing out the fact that I'm here a lot. All right. So, wait, why did... Ooh, weird. It got told to get killed twice. That's interesting. Excuse me. Okay, so if it's getting killed, it should stop going, right? So I'm starting to suspect that my theory is correct, that the dude tween kill with the shot name is not behaving correctly. I don't know. The any life and working on them interest really helps reduce mileage. Yeah, so true. Anyway, I'll stop distracting you and retreat for a bit. No, man, I'm happy to continue the conversation. But yeah, if you need to drift back and be productive, I totally get that as well. Thanks, Mike. Yep. Thank you so much, man. Thanks for coming in. And, dude, best of luck on the next one. I hope that goes so much better for you. But, yeah, it's brutal out there. Yep, there you go. OP Scripters chiming in. But, yeah, definitely, man. Thanks for the raid. Thanks for coming by. And thanks for the follow, man. Thanks, buddy. Where are we at? Okay, we're at 3:15. I am gonna have to wrap up at 4 o'clock today. Pretty much on the nose. I got a bunch of stuff that I gotta take care of. Since I was in Apple hell for the last couple of days, and it took my schedule and threw it right out the window. I gotta do some catch up here. So, but I will definitely go to 4 o'clock today. I gotta figure out why the heck. All right, so let's just go back to what I did before, where I just kill everybody. Which I shouldn't have to do, right? I'm telling it the specific name, and the names match, right? Don't they? Oh, wait. I got 3 names in here. Why do I have 3 names? OB Scripture. All right, man. No worries. Thanks for coming by, buddy. Good to see you again. Thanks for hanging out and chatting with me, man. Have yourself a fantastic weekend, and hopefully see you next week. All right, buddy? Thanks for coming around. Alright. So there he's created and there he's killed. Right? VAU created and killed. And then NJ, who never really does anything. Alright, man. Adios. So that's weird. It's like produced 3, but it shouldn't have. It should have been just 2. Okay, I'll make sure that only does 2. Alright. So I'm going to say kill all. So I'm going to put that back. So that should freeze everyone in their tracks. And then I gotta figure out why the kill individual command ain't working. Oh, crap. Stop. Alright. There it goes. So, okay. So the kill all command stops them dead in their tracks, which is fine. So there is something about the individual kill ones that is not working correctly. So I guess I can do something where I find the Dutween and just kill it myself, which is strange because I don't remember seeing it even pop up on there. I should see the Dutween in physical form on the script. So let's do this. You know what? No, I'll do it this way. I'll just pause it once they start going through. That is scary that it seems like the Dutweens, the kill command for the individual ones, doesn't want to work all the time. Ah. Stupid editor. Alright. Oh, I missed. There it goes. Okay. So let's see what's going on here. Everybody, so why do I not even see it popped up? It should be on there. That's weird. Alright, and then it's in freefall, which it shouldn't be. Then it hits there. Free falling equals false, right? Alright, I can go back to what I was trying to do before when I was kind of misbehaving, which is just manually updating it as it goes along. I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. Go back to where it just on update command, and then just do a manual update, because for whatever reason the do tween kill is just not functioning. That's just not behaving correctly. Okay. So then I just do it. I had this before with the do tweens. As you can see, I had it testing that before. And then on complete, on set. Oh, where's my on update? Oh, it's right there. Bounce up. Okay. Bounce up X. Let me make sure I got those values correct. 1, 5. Out, back. Okay, that's all fine. Alright. Then what I can do is check this out. I can sort of like work around the do tween not killing itself like it should. So we'll say bool is active equals true. And once it hits something, we'll say is active equals false. There. So then we'll say if is active hello. There. So that way it should behave correctly. All that's the same. Yeah. Alright, let's try it that way. And let's see if we get, and then make sure I took out the kill all command. I guess the kill individual should be kind of moot at this point, but I'll leave it in there just for the sake of argument. Alright, so if everything goes correctly now, I'm going to hit this guy, and he's going to spawn off those coins, and it'll strike the wall, and they should all just stop when they strike the wall. That is at least the hope. Whoops. Or could they just all disappear? Okay. Crap. Okay, so this, I don't think I need this, but I'll put it in there just to be consistent. I think that's redundant as hell, but it's there. So. Oh, there's a mistake. That would do it. YY 0.5. All right, that's probably enough to make it work correctly. Let's see. Actually, I guess I can hit this guy too, can't I? We'll try with him. Nope. There it goes. What the hell was that? Hit platforms. Is active. So it says hit platforms. So kill. Alright, and let's just put this in here as well too. If free falling and is active. So maybe the free falling is getting reissued for a second time, but once we hit the is active equals false, then that should stop it anyways. That's the hope. Alright. Feeling a little more confident about that. Whoa. Alright. Kind of worked. I mean, it stopped, but it also like slammed into that space. So it appeared in the wrong spot to begin with. Local position. Let's see. Oh, it's not an additive. It's just a pure put it there kind of thing. That's my mistake. Yeah, I'm kind of doing double. I either need to like delete this one and make it go from 0 to whatever that is, 1 up to the bounce height, or make this just a override. I think I'll do it that way. I'll leave that one intact. So we'll say is equal to let's see. Oh, no, that's why. Okay. Nope, I can't because I'm actually modifying the X and the Y separately. And I have to do that as two different do-tweens because the curve, the ease is different in the two of them. So, take that back. I'm going to have to make it additive. So, we'll just do it this way. We take out this and we'll make it bounce up from 0 to the bounce height. And this will go from 0 to the bounce height Y. There. So now the additive will work because we're not double applying the value. Yep. And I even did that direction flip thing, but I guess I'll leave it in there. I had the idea that it could strike a wall and kind of like reverse the direction. If this works, I may try and reintroduce that because it'd be a nice effect to have it hit the wall and bounce off. But then again, I like it when it just freezes. So maybe not. Right. And right now the initial bounce value is hard coded, so they're gonna go like that. Wow. Let's see. So, okay, yeah. So it's becoming a multiplicative. It's going exponential. So that is not the way to approach that. I guess what I could do is just grab the initial value for original X and then just keep applying that. Or I guess I could take... No, I guess I could. I could just take its original value, couldn't I? Transform. Unless it gets an erase issue, so I don't think that's going to be a smart move. Alright. Got it. Here he goes. We'll say... private vector 2. Original position. Right? Original position is equal to new vector 2. And that will be focal position X and Y. Like so. There. So now we have an original values, and then we can just take that base value and keep adding the additive value to that, and it should behave. Yeah. This will be good. Is equal to... Let's see. Oh no, but that's still not... So it's additive. So actually, maybe if I just do minus that, right? Yeah, that should do it. So I zero that value out. That should be correct. Change that to Y. Yeah. No. Let's see. Plus. Crap. No, that's not right. 0, 1. Alright, I think I'm going to have to just risk the whole racing thing. Yeah. Even though they're side by side, I guess in theory they should get executed one after the other in order. So I should be able to get away with this without it screwing up. I guess we'll find out. I wish I could just affect one freaking channel, man. That always drove me nuts. The fact that you can't, you know, you have to do the whole thing all at once. Alright, so it's equal to... now I need the original value. Vector 3. So, but now we switch it to original position, right? Let's see. Yeah. Switch that to Y, and that one 0. Z we leave at 0, of course. X, and then we go with original position plus that value. That, alright, that looks good. I'm still scared of the fact that in theory this should perform in order, but I won't swear to it. I'm not sure if DoTween is working like a coroutine. In that case, it may step on each other's toes, so I may get like this jaggy motion with the coins. Or it may work exactly like I wanted it to. That was sweet. Whoops. There he goes. And it just hits the wall and sticks. Alright, so the cool thing now is now that that does work, I might be able to go back and let it do the drift down again. Now I have to decide if I like the sticking on the wall or not. Because I think now that I'm controlling the DoTween and I'm manually applying the value, I don't care if the DoTween keeps running, who cares? Because I'm adding the value as I like. So, first thing, let me go ahead and take away that hard-coded value, put it back to random, so now the coins should go all different directions again. Because right now they're just kind of going that same specific way. Yeah. There you go. That's kind of cool. Nice. Alright, I want to make the coins definitely a layer higher than the ground, so in case they do get embedded, they stick out further forward, right? Oops, sorry. Alright, so ground is 10, so we'll make them 11. Apply to all. Let's see, and then, temp reward 11. There. So now if they interact, they should go on top. So it kind of looks like they kind of got embedded in the wall, maybe. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Alright, why am I collecting the coins down there? There it goes. Much better. Boom. Yep. Oh, finally. Alright. It's still scary that the do tween kill command doesn't seem to want to work correctly. I mean, I could hard code a value to it, but that's not good because all of the generated ones would have that value. So that's why I came with a random string, which in theory should have been fine, but just does not seem to want to behave correctly. But alright, but that did work. Woohoo! One more time, just because, well, it finally works. Oops. Oh, well, I collect all the coins instantly there. I guess I could do like an invincible thing where the coins have like a fraction of a second. So they don't always go like straight into you like that, but let's see. That's not too bad either. Yeah, I don't know if it'd be worth the effort of doing the... Because then if the gamers might get kind of pissed if they're playing it and it's like the coin... Why did the coin go right through me? You know, I hit it. Why did it go through me? Excuse me. See if there's anything else here. Or if we can finally consider this a victory and move on. Boost. Nice. I like that. Don't care. Whew. There we go. Good. Alright, let me get rid of all this debug log code, since we're all good now. And that kill command is doing nothing. I'll leave it in there, because maybe it does work sometimes. Let's see. Do I want to have... No, I think I'll just leave it like that. I was thinking if I want to do the bounce, but I think I'll actually... I think I'll take that out. Because there's no reason to have that code in there if it's not going to do anything. The direction flip. I think all that code is gone now. Yeah. It was a nice idea, right? Where it strikes the wall and kind of rebounds off, but considering it's been so flaky, I just don't think it's worth the benefit. And just having it stick wherever it hits, I think, is an okay thing. I mean, right now it's just a temporary little sphere, but the finished product will be something different. Let's see. Alright. So direction flip goes away. I don't need the rigid body stuff anymore. Is that code still around anywhere? No, it's not. Alright, I definitely need it is active in the original position. Those are great. Bounce count is no longer active. Right. So we're not doing that anymore. Speed is still legit. Max speed is still legit. Free falling is all good. I guess I don't really have to do the naming. I'll leave it because I am doing the do tween kill command. Whether or not it works, I don't know. Alright. And this is just an example I don't need. So there you go. I think we're nice and cleaned up on this one. Everything else I'll just leave. I'll kill the do tweens. Alright. Still a little messy, but I think it's good enough. I'll leave this in case I decide to get adventurous and come back to the idea of it being able to strike the ground and bounce, but probably not going to touch it. I think I'm going to leave it like it is. One more time. Come back to me. There it goes. All right. Oh crap. Yep. That's funny when so when he jumps up, all the coins like go right in your face. That's not a terrible. I guess that's it. It didn't occur to me before, but so if you jump on him, then you're probably gonna get all the coins like right then and there, which is kind of cool. Can't get to him that way. Come around. He's gonna shoot at me, and then he dies. Oh wow! Go all the way back down just to get the coins. Cool. Nice. Alright, finally got that working the way I wanted to. That's a good thing. Alright, I'm going to do a quick restroom break. Hang tight, guys, and I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back. Okay, so I got not much time left. Like I said, I definitely have to head out at 4 o'clock today. So I got about 20 minutes left before I have to call it quits, but I guess one of the things I could do is add stationary, like spike style traps that I want to have in here just to make the levels more complicated. So, once again, anyone that's just kind of coming around, right now this is an early prototype. I'm just working on gameplay mechanics, so everything graphic wise is completely placeholder stuff. Just getting an early start on this stuff. Oh yeah, I got one guy left behind here. Clear that out. Bounce height, we don't need that. I got some debug logs that I forgot to clear out. I think that's it, right? Just those? Yeah. Alright. So, like I said, in case you're just coming around, just think of this as sort of like a Spelunky style downwell kind of concept with a little mix of both, but one thing not as frantic, right? I mean, I love those games, but they're definitely a super hardcore gamer kind of game, right? They're so punishing. So I think mine is a little easier, for lack of a better term, a little more forgiving, I think, in terms of the characters and not moving around as frantically. Oh crap. Sorry, I got my editor. Whenever I have like an item selected, that just completely craters the frame rate, which is annoying. But so yeah, so the characters are moving around right now. They're just going to do a patrol kind of maneuver. I may do something on later levels where they boom, there he goes. Where they more of a specific pursuit of you, but right now, and then of course you always got the lava kind of coming up behind you, so you gotta be careful of that. Oh crap, I just took damage. There you go. Whoops. And done. There. And then you move on to the next section. So the while the levels themselves are not going to be procedurally generated, which I love Spelunky and Downwell for doing that, right? But I think I was talking about this earlier, right? The thing about Downwell is the level design is almost sort of like a afterthought, right? I mean, all it is just random kind of platforms that pop up that you can either shoot or just duck around, right? You know, whereas Spelunky gives you more of the interaction in terms of like working your way around, exploring, right? But then if it ever has a situation where it traps the player in, no worries, you've got bombs and stuff like that to work its way out, right? So, Spelunky, you have bombs to make holes. Downwell, you have firing ability to make holes through the platform. So it never has to worry about a situation where the player is getting trapped unless they play poorly. But in my case, the character's not traditionally going to have any kind of armament weapon, right? It's going to be much more of just jump attack, Mario style, right? So it's like Mario without the ability to fire fireballs. Excuse me. So, I guess, I'm thinking in terms of creating a whole series of these kind of pre-done levels, right? That will have the ability to flip, decide if, all the enemies are there, have like maybe 4 or 5 different layouts for these, in terms of where coins, rewards are, and, if there's like maybe a treasure chest occasionally that pops up randomly, or the locations of these guys. So even if you play the game repeatedly, these sections will come up in a random order, right? And the contents of the level will have some randomness to it. So it's not one of those things that you can see a level and instantly go, okay, yeah, I know how to navigate this. It's not going to be like a Dragon's Lair. Here's the pattern. Just keep following the pattern, right? So hopefully that will keep the gameplay unique for each time you come back. That is the hope and the goal. So where are we at? So yeah, I got about 15 minutes left. So I'll add some little spiky weapon. Make a little prefab for that, and then I'll probably call it a day. But once again, for anyone that is just cruising by, so I'm kind of psyched over the fact that if you look above there, you see the Valley Village. That is my 6th game, which just came out today. It just got released. Please give it a try if you're interested. It is here you go. It is Angry Birds meets Battleship, right? Here you go. Oops, wrong play button. I won't do a full playthrough again because most of you guys have seen this a billion times, considering how long I've been working on this game. But for anyone else that's just kind of coming by, this is Valley Village, which is now available today for iOS and Android, free to play, right? Sort of Angry Birds meets Battleship, right? And the objective is you're trying to wipe out your opponent's island before he does the same to you. So you go after the bouncing buildings because that will lower the force field, allow you to go after the catapult, and be a game over scenario. Pop-ups will come up like this, random power-ups, and whoever shoots it first scores it. So in this case, I nailed it. So for 10 seconds, his guys are taking a nap, right? So for 10 seconds, I get to wail away, and he just gets to sit there and watch me. So that's kind of fun, right? So there's that one. There's a green arrow, which makes your guys go twice as fast, which can give you great speed boost and chance to like almost like rapid fire. There's also a fog bank, which will cover your buildings in fog. Speaking of, how's that for timing? Right on cue. Boom. There you go. So it's semi-transparent on my side, but trust me, on the other side, he would be seeing just totally covered clouds. I do that just for your own simplicity's sake, but there you go. Hit him, and then it's game over. You send out villagers. You can send out villagers repair buildings, but the more you send out, that means your reload times will take longer, so you can balance it out. And then here come the sharks chasing the villagers away. So there you go. There's Valley Village. That is my game that I've been working on for an insanely long time. Out today for iOS and Android. The links are down below. So if you want to give that a try. Actually, let me double check. You know what? Let me post. Hold on. Because the links might be to the old betas, which is not good. So let me do a proper. Excuse me. Let's go. Here you go. So for my Apple users out there, let me post that. There you go. If you're an Apple user, there you go. And for all of you guys out there that are Android users. If I can make my mouse work. There you go. There's Google Play. So, it says beta, but it's actually not. I gotta change that text, don't I? Yeah. So, there you go. Yeah, if you want to give it a try. Pretty fun game. It's you play online. You know, you can either play against friends or random matches. So, the game stays pretty fresh, pretty unique. Alright, so as one last little hurrah, let me go ahead and make a little spike trap here. Let me see where that weapon lands. There, right in the middle. Alright, so I'll put the spike there just as sort of like almost like a warning kind of thing to let you know you should be careful there. I guess I can put it in the middle. So let's go. Create empty. And we'll put it right here. So 2, 4, right there. Good. Alright, and let's just stick some stuff on there temporarily. Game object, 2D object. 3D. Let's see. I guess I could do it as a quad. And just kind of cheat it. Maybe. Let's see. Nah, not really. Yeah, I want to stretch it out. Okay, that's not going to work the way I want it to. I mean, obviously I'm going to create real art here later on, but I'm just doing something super simple at the moment. Capsule. No. I want a sharp. Got a cylinder, sphere, quad. I guess the sphere would work if I just go ahead and do it this way, like so. Right? And then kill its collider. Yeah. There you go. That'll suffice. That will work. Yeah, that looks kind of threatening, doesn't it? Yep. Alright, and then I'll let the actual game object, which will be its parent, just call this spike trap for the time being. I'll come up with something more creative later on. And then him, I will actually add a box collider, I guess. That should be sufficient. And we're a little off here. Let's put it there. Okay. Kind of ramp that up a little bit. That. Let's see. All right. I think that's good enough. All right. So let's see what other stuff we want to add. Damage on contact, on touch. And we'll say it's for player. Damage, whatever. Right now, we're not really... Damage caused on knockback. Alright, let me see what the other guys are doing. Let me see what I did for them. 80 and 20. There you go. $80 and $20. Alright. Might be just that simple. Let's see if he bounces back. Yep. Whoa, that's actually a little brutal, isn't it? Yeah, that's a bit much. So let's go 2010. And then we'll say how long is visibility duration? 2 seconds. I like that. So let me move that back up to 2 seconds. Cool. And this would be yeah, this would be a prefab. Oh, that's not much of a bounce at all now, is it? 30, 20. Shoot the difference. Excuse me. So once this is like a pre-existing prefab, I'll be able to drop it in all kinds of different places in terms of rotations and all that kind of stuff. Oh, crap. Get out of my way. There we go. Yeah. Don't like that. It seems like the knockback seems to happen, I guess, based on the direction it's facing, right? Even though it's not really facing a direction on this one. I may want to try and go in and modify the script for that, so it works more off of the X location. Damage caused. Wait. Oh, direction. There it goes. Based on owner position. Based on speed. That's strange because owner position. You think it would kick it out that direction, right? But it seems like it keeps kicking him in that same direction. Let me check. So he hits there. Now he just kind of goes straight up there. Yeah. That's weird. It's like it pulls him into it, right? And so, fine. Go negative 30. Ah, stop. Nope, they're still doing it. Same thing. That is weird. That is totally bizarre to me. It keeps wanting to go in the same direction. Okay, let's just try it with speed. Let's see what that does. See if you see any difference here. Well, I mean, it's just a tinker thing. I mean, the key thing is that it does work like I want it to. Oh, come on. Deselect. Bounce. Nope. Okay, so that speed is based on the fact because I'm going up and hitting it with like no speed, so it's just going straight up in the air. I guess it's not a big deal either way, just because you have 2 seconds to like get the crap off of it, right? As soon as you take the damage, you're like, oh crap, like that. It's like, okay, and you instantly move away, right? So if you're gonna sit there for 2 seconds, you're kind of asking for it. Ooh, boy, that definitely makes that tougher, doesn't it? Oh, that makes that almost impossible. Alright, so that's probably never going to stay there, but at least the mechanic is working. Oh, lost those. They're gone. Okay. So, I think that's a decent implementation of a spike trap. Obviously, I can fix that up later on. You know. And then position is just kind of, but let me, before I forget, let me throw it in here so make it a true prefab. Here we go. All right. There we are. We're at 4 o'clock. So, as I was saying, I think I'm going to have to wind down here. But, yeah, that's pretty good progress. Fix the bouncing coin stuff. That's working the way I want it to now. Right? I kind of like that. I like, you know, it's sort of a workaround. It's, you know, I wanted it to like bounce and float down, but you know, I don't mind it that sticking on the wall. So that's kind of an interesting effect anyways. I'll probably have to do something where I determine what angle you hit so it can like make it look correct, but I'll worry about that later. Whoa. Ah, crap. Yeah. Or just skate across the lava. Why not? It's good to be indestructible. Yeah. Cool. And there's the lava. All right. So I think that's going to do it for me today, guys. Been a long, stressful week. Like I said, trying to get that game out the door, but it happened. Vale Village. As some of you guys that have been around a while know, I've been working on it for an eternity, but officially out today. So, yay. Give it a try. It's a free-to-play game. Give it a try. You'll love it. You'll want to tell all your friends. Please do. Get them all to download it. I would love to have a cajillion downloads. That would be awesome. It'd be even better if someone actually clicked on something and watched an ad, because then I could, you know, make some money for all that time I put into it. But we'll see. We'll see. All this stuff is a mystery. What makes money, what doesn't. But either way, that was the 6th game, and it is out the door. And here we are on the 7th. All right. Thank you guys for hanging around with me. I appreciate it. Thank you all. Thanks to the newcomers. Thanks for the new follows, Mike, and some of the other people that were around earlier. Thank you so much. Have yourselves a fantastic weekend. I'm going to recover. I'm going to recover. That has been a stressful couple of weeks trying to get that game out, but it's done. It is done. So take care of yourselves, guys. Have yourselves a fantastic weekend. I will be back on Monday. I do my usual Monday, Wednesday, Friday broadcasts starting at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I go to around 4-ish today. That is exactly 4. But yeah, come on back, and I will keep plugging away on this new game. Hopefully I have some more progress before you guys see me on Monday. Fingers crossed. We'll see. But until then, you guys take care of yourselves, and keep gaming, man. Keep making the games. Keep playing them. And I'll see you on Monday. Adios.